On July 19, the Donetsk region in eastern Ukraine remained one of the fiercest battlegrounds in the ongoing conflict between Ukraine and Russia, now stretching beyond 3 years. This landscape, with its sprawling fields, low hills, and ravaged urban areas, has become a crucible for intense combat, where advanced technology and innovative tactics shape the fate of both sides. Russia, leveraging its advantage in weaponry, manpower, and logistics, has established a dense network of air defense and reconnaissance systems to maintain control over the skies and ground. Among their strategic assets, 6 radar stations, 3 Podlyot 48 Ya-6K1 units, 2 Neo-BSV units, and 1 P-18 unit, along with 2 S-300V missile launchers, form the backbone of their regional air defense, providing long-range target detection and protection of critical positions. Ukraine, however, backed by Western allies and employing agile tactics, has relentlessly sought to disrupt this dominance. The Ukrainian Defense Intelligence Directorate, HER, with its elite Special Operations Unit codenamed Prymary, quietly prepared a daring operation to neutralize these targets. The weapon of choice was the Bayraktar TB2 drone fleet, a symbol of Ukraine's resilience. The operation, internally dubbed Phantom, aimed not only to destroy military equipment, but also to send a strategic message. Ukraine can strike precisely at the heart of Russia's air defense system, paving the way for future military operations. At a covert base deep within Ukraine-controlled territory, roughly 62 miles from the Donetsk front line, tension filled the air. The heavily shielded command room, protected against electronic attacks, buzzed with activity as intelligence officers and UAV technicians worked around the clock. Large screens displayed digital maps of the Donetsk region, with red markers pinpointing targets. 3 Podlyot 48 Ya-6K1 radars, capable of detecting targets up to 186 miles away with wide coverage and high accuracy, critical to Russia's air defense. 2 Neo-BSV radars, designed to detect low-altitude targets like UAVs or cruise missiles, concealed under camouflage in hilly areas. 1 P-18 radar, outdated but still effective at spotting small UAVs like the Bayraktar TB2, and 2 S-300V missile launchers, advanced air defense systems capable of intercepting aircraft, UAVs, and missiles at ranges of hundreds of miles, posing a significant threat to Ukraine's air operations. Each target was a vital component of Russia's strategic advantage, and their destruction would create a significant gap, opening opportunities for Ukraine's air and ground campaigns. The operation's success hinged on precise intelligence. For weeks, HER mobilized its entire network. Operatives in Russian-controlled areas, combined with satellite data from Western allies, pinpointed each radar and launcher's exact location. Locally made Leleka 100 reconnaissance UAVs flew continuously at altitudes below 328 feet to evade enemy radar, gathering detailed imagery. Satellite photos revealed radar stations guarded by short-range air defenses like the Panzer S-1, while S-300V launchers were positioned in fortified areas, surrounded by ground forces and early warning systems. HER's analysts used simulation software to build 3D models of each target, identifying structural weaknesses, such as antenna arrays or fuel tanks, and the lowest points of Russian operational activity. Weather data was critical. Forecasts for the night of July 19th predicted clear skies with light winds at 3 to 6 miles per hour, ideal for UAV operations at medium altitudes without weather interference. The decision to deploy the Bayraktar TB2 was strategic. Produced by Turkey's leading defense technology firm Baykar, the TB2 has proven effective in conflicts from Syria to Nagorno-Karabakh. With a 39-foot wingspan, a maximum takeoff weight of 1,433 pounds, and the capacity to carry 4 MAM-L or MAM-C smart bombs, the TB2 blends maneuverability, relative stealth, and precise firepower. Its upgraded electro-optical system, featuring Canada's MX-20 from L3 Harris Westcam, delivers real-time high-resolution imagery even in low light, enabling remote operators to lock onto targets within a few yards accuracy. Capable of flying for 27 hours at up to 25,000 feet, the TB2 is ideal for high-value target strikes in dense air defense environments. As Baykar CEO Haluk Bayraktar told Defense News on October 31, 2023, the TB2 doesn't strike unless it finds a gap in air defenses. It doesn't need to be an easy target for Russian systems. The plan was meticulously crafted. 8 Bayraktar TB2 drones were deployed, each assigned a specific target. 3 for the Podlyat radars, 2 for the Neobius SV units, 1 for the P-18, and 2 for the S-300V launchers. 2 reserve UAVs stood ready for contingencies or secondary targets. The drones would fly varied routes, exploiting hilly terrain and low-monitored areas to avoid radar detection. Flight altitudes ranged from 13,000 to 20,000 feet, high enough to evade short-range defenses like the Panzer S-1. The attack was scheduled for 2 a.m., when Russian units were likely resting, and UAV detection was hampered by darkness and guard fatigue. Each TB2 carried 2 MAM-L bombs, guided by laser or GPS, with warheads powerful enough to destroy radar equipment and missile launchers. United 24 Media reported, the Bayraktar TB2 demonstrated precision with MAM-L bombs as seen in the June 2025 on a Russian landing ship in Kherson. To ensure secrecy, Her employed electronic jamming to disrupt Russian radar signals just before the attack. Jamming devices, possibly Ukraine's Bukovel AD, were activated from frontline positions, creating an electronic fog to degrade Russian radar effectiveness. Simultaneously, Ukrainian artillery units near the front conducted diversionary shelling on distant Russian positions, misleading the enemy into anticipating a ground assault. UAV operators, trained at Turkish and NATO-supported facilities, worked in shifts to maintain alertness and precision. Each understood that the smallest error could doom the mission. Lieutenant Colonel Mykola, Prymary's commander, stressed before the operation, "We're not just hitting equipment, we're striking their morale. A precise blow will make them doubt their entire air defense system." At 1:30 a.m. on July 19, under the cover of darkness, 8 Bayraktar TB2 drones quietly launched from a camouflaged temporary runway in a sparse forest. Their engines, nearly silent, blended with the night's breeze. Technicians in mobile control stations, housed in modified containers, monitored each UAV via GPS, radar, and infrared camera feeds. Each TB2 followed a pre-programmed route, calculated to avoid high-density air defense zones. Some flew through low valleys, using darkness and terrain to mask radar signatures. Others climbed to 20,000 feet for relative stealth. Encrypted communications via Turksat satellite technology ensured Russian forces couldn't intercept control signals. Bayraktar data notes the TB2S variant with satellite antennas was deployed in Ukraine, enabling greater control range and improved jamming resistance. The first target was a Bayraktar 48Ya6K1 radar on the outskirts of a small village 12 miles from central Donetsk. This radar, with its large antenna and complex electronics, was a major threat to Ukraine's air operations, capable of detecting targets at 186 miles and feeding data to systems like the S-300V. The lead TB2, call-sign Prymary 01, approached from the northwest at 18,000 feet to avoid low-altitude radars. Its infrared camera locked on to the target, a cluster of equipment under camouflage netting, with Russian soldiers patrolling and a Panzer S-1 parked 1,600 feet away. At the command center, UAV operator Lieutenant Alexander double-checked target data on his screen. "Target locked, ready to fire," he reported calmly over the radio. An MAM-L bomb was released, gliding at over 186 miles per hour, guided by the TB2's laser system. The command team watched a bright explosion as the bomb struck the radar's core, obliterating its antenna and electronics. Smoke and flames rose high, and satellite reconnaissance confirmed the radar was completely disabled. A technician shouted in the command room, "One down, 7 to go." The two remaining Bayraktar radars, 9 miles apart, were quickly targeted by Prymary 02 and Prymary 03. The strikes occurred nearly simultaneously to maximize surprise and prevent Russian response. Prymary 02 approached the second radar from the south, navigating a narrow valley to evade detection. Its camera captured a radar under netting, with Russian soldiers inspecting equipment. An MAM-L bomb hit the electronics hub, triggering a massive explosion. Meanwhile, Prymary 03 struck the third Bayraktar near a low hill. Protected by a Panzer S-1, the radar was vulnerable due to Ukraine's jamming, which disrupted the Panzer's radar. Another MAM-L obliterated the radar. Within 10 minutes, all three Bayraktar 48Ya6K1 radars, critical to Russia's air surveillance, were destroyed. Next were the two Niobe SV radars, positioned on hillsides to optimize low-altitude target detection. Smaller but heavily camouflaged with netting and fake foliage, they were hard to spot from the air. Yet, satellite and Leica 100 UAV intelligence pinpointed their locations. Prymary 04 and Prymary 05 were tasked. To avoid remaining air defense radars, the TB2s flew at 13,000 feet using terrain as cover. Prymary 04's electro-optical camera locked on to a Niobe SV hidden under camouflage, with Russian technicians operating it. An MAM-L struck the radar's core, destroying all equipment in a fiery blast. Prymary 05 hit the second Niobe SV 6 miles away. The camera showed a Russian soldier fleeing as the MAM-L struck, creating a massive fireball. Both Niobe SV radars used to detect Ukraine's low-flying UAVs were reduced to smoldering wreckage. The Soviet-era P-18 radar, though less advanced, remained critical for UAV detection. Prymary 06 approached from the east, exploiting darkness and rough terrain. Its camera revealed a large, less protected antenna. A smaller but potent MAM-C bomb was dropped, obliterating the antenna and crippling its reconnaissance capability. The Prymary 06 operator grinned at the explosion on screen. P-18 is gone. The two S-300V missile launchers were the toughest targets, guarded by Pantsir S-1 units and patrolled by Russian infantry and armored vehicles. HU planned carefully. A diversionary barrage from US-supplied M777 howitzers distracted Russian forces, focusing them on a ground threat. Bukovel AD disrupted Pantsir S-1 radar signals, creating a safe window for the UAVs. Prymary 07 and Prymary 08 approached from different directions at 20,000 feet to evade radar. The TB2's laser guidance locked on to the launchers, large structures with aligned missiles. Prymary 07 targeted the first, in a fortified area near a small town. Its camera showed the launcher surrounded by logistics vehicles and Russian troops. Two MAM-L bombs hit the missile storage and control systems, causing a massive explosion. Prymary 08 struck the second launcher, 7 miles away in hilly terrain. One MAM-L hit its fuel tank, triggering a secondary explosion that destroyed the system. The command team watched flames erupt, signaling the collapse of Russia's key air defense assets. All 8 TB2s returned safely, with no losses. Technicians reviewed camera and satellite data, confirming all 8 targets, 3 Podlyat 48 Ya-6K1, 2 Niobe SV, 1 P-18, and 2 S-300V launchers were completely destroyed. No UAVs were lost, a testament to the plan's precision and the operator's skill. Lieutenant Colonel Mykola addressed his team. "We did it. This isn't just a battlefield win. It's a blow to Russia's confidence in their air defenses." As dawn broke over Donetsk, Russian forces discovered the heavy losses. 6 radar stations and 2 S-300V launchers, worth millions, were reduced to charred ruins. Without these radars, Russia lost the ability to detect and track airborne targets, creating a gaping hole in their air defense network. The destroyed S-300V launchers significantly weakened their ability to intercept Ukrainian aircraft and UAVs, opening opportunities for future air operations. Her swiftly released attack footage on social media, both to confirm success and to send a strong message. The video showed fireballs lighting up the night, with each target's destruction clearly captured by TB2 infrared cameras. A Telegram post linked to her declared, "Tonight, Prymary unit eliminated 6 Russian radar stations and 2 S-300V launchers. This is our response to attacks on Ukrainian civilians." Operation Phantom drew widespread international attention. The New York Times reported, Ukraine's UAV strike in Donetsk showcases their growing tactical sophistication, using Bayraktar TB2 drones to destroy Russian strategic targets, significantly weakening their air defense network. The BBC noted, Ukraine's neutralization of 6 radars and 2 S-300V launchers is a major blow to Russia's air defense capabilities, creating opportunities for air operations in Donetsk. Reuters commented, "This operation is not just a military victory, but a statement of Ukraine's technological prowess, proving they can strike high-value targets deep in Russian-controlled territory." These reports, based on her and Ukrainian military sources, highlighted the attack's significance and the TB2's role in shifting the battlefield dynamics. Operation Phantom exemplified modern warfare, where technology and tactics combine for maximum impact. The Bayraktar TB2's strength lies in its precision-guided weapons, 27-hour flight endurance, and advanced reconnaissance systems, making it ideal for high-value target strikes. Business Insider noted, the TB2's resurgence in 2023 and 2025 shows Ukraine's ability to exploit gaps in Russian air defenses, using it in semi-permissive environments for maximum effect. The TB2's relative stealth and medium-altitude flight enabled it to bypass Russian systems like the Pantsir S-1 and Buk M2, upgraded to counter UAVs. Satellite, espionage, and reconnaissance UAV data provided detailed target intelligence, reflecting Ukraine's sophisticated intelligence capabilities. The simultaneous use of multiple UAVs, combined with jamming and diversionary shelling, created a surprise attack that left Russia unable to respond. The operation's strategic impact weakened Russia's air defenses and boosted Ukrainian morale, proving they could strike critical targets in Russian-controlled areas. However, the operation raised questions about the TB2's sustainability in increasingly complex warfare. Newsweek reported, the Bayraktar TB2 has become less effective as Russia improves its air defenses and electronic warfare, pushing Ukraine toward smaller, cheaper UAVs. Still, Phantom showed Ukraine's selective use of the TB2, targeting moments and areas where Russian defenses were weak or distracted. The loss of 6 radars and 2 S-300V launchers was not just a material blow, but a hit to the reputation of Russia's vaunted air defense systems. Ukraine Today noted, the Donetsk radar and S-300V strikes are part of a series targeting Russian air defense assets, similar to prior attacks in Crimea. Operation Phantom was more than a military success. It symbolized Ukraine's resilience and ingenuity against a numerically superior foe. The Bayraktar TB2 fleet, backed by precise intelligence and smart tactics, proved that modern technology, when used effectively, can alter the battlefield. In the darkness over Donetsk, these skyborne phantoms left an indelible mark, opening a new chapter in the conflict. The strike not only weakened Russia's air defenses, but also inspired Ukrainian forces, reinforcing their belief that they can confront and defeat a stronger adversary through creativity and determination. As dawn illuminated the wreckage of radars and launchers, Ukraine sent a clear message. They are fighting not just to survive, but to win.